Good Morning Texas, an inside look on one restaurant owner who knows the importance of giving back.
Revealing the probate showcase, transforming men into a brotherhood.
And how one student organization is showing their support for U.S. troops.
Okay, so
All this and more coming up on Good Morning Texas.
Or not the
Good Morning Texas, I'm Jen Rospialat.
And I'm Alejandra Gonzalez. With us today is our weather anchor, Rachel Rogelard.
And news anchor, Callie Conti. Welcome. Chick-fil-A is trying to change its image so it can become a serious player in the fast food business. The chain received a lot of controversy back in 2012 when the CEO, Dan Cathy, made comments condemning gay marriage. Now, with the release of a new product at the restaurant, they're looking to better their image so they can expand beyond their southern market into sales into states like California, Illinois, and New York. They're doing so by making changes such as removing dye in their soups, offering tours of the kitchens, and using healthier ingredients in their products.
Speaking of food, a local restaurant owner came to Austin on a pit stop to Hollywood stardom. But she ended up staying and even became homeless. Luke Menadani has a story on how Lola Stephen Bell has recovered and has been feeding the Austin homeless community for 10 years.
Monday through Saturday, anyone can travel to East Austin to enjoy food from Queen Lola's Cajun Soul Food Cafe. But on Sundays, the Louisiana native closes her doors to paying customers to exclusively cater to the homeless community she used to be a part of. Lola says she uses her experience on the streets to better connect with them.
And I thank God I was homeless, because now I know exactly what to do to help them.
Lola serves food to anyone who's hungry on Sundays during a church service right in her backyard. Lola uses funds from her restaurant and donations from the community to provide clothes and a prayer house. Lola says she's on a divine mission from God.
God actually told me, he said, Lola, you done fed the people, you done clothed the people, you done sheltered the people. He said, but now it's time for you to teach them how to pray.
Luke Menadani, Good Morning Texas.
Wow, that's such an amazing story. And the other thing is I also heard the food there is so good on a totally different note.
Yeah, I need to try it. I actually know that she's been doing this for 10 years, the restaurant, and she's been giving food to the homeless all of those 10 years. And every Sunday she takes like half of the day and like does 6 projects for the homeless, and she calls it like her church, because she's just like helping other people and like telling her story and like giving inspiration to others, which I think is like amazing.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
And if you want to know how to donate, please check out our Twitter page. During the semester rush seems to cause some students to disappear, but then reappear on stage to the excitement of their peers. Rachel Rogelard explains what this phenomenon on college campuses is all about.
African American Greeks use the probate showcase to present their new members. After a long semester of keeping confidential, it's satisfying to reveal the secret.
They get to the door and you see them and they're about to come down and everyone stands up and cheers and they don't even know who it is yet. It gives you chills.
Revealing the man under the mask symbolizes the initiation into brotherhood. However, not all fraternities present their new members this way.
Fraternities have a new member introduction night at their house where they invite a lot of their friends to their house and present the new members and celebrate them for getting into the fraternity.
IFC fraternities such as Sigma Chi host their non-confidential new member reveals at their houses. 48 new members were initiated into Sigma Chi this year. On the other hand, Kappa Alpha Psi only initiated 6.
It's very different because it's very personal. There's so few of us here at the University of Texas, which is a predominantly white institution, that it's only a few people can do it. So it's very personal to the community, and we take only the best of the best.
To be the best, the Kappa Alpha Psi new members must show off their dance moves with a cane, which symbolizes they've earned their stripes as a true gentleman.
When you're presented your cane, it's almost the same as being able to throw up the official sign. They've gained their respect. They've worked for their letters. You can see them and look at them and say, man, he's a great guy that exudes everything Kappa Alpha Psi.
You know what, y'all? I had the most amazing experience at this probate. I was actually there for 5.5 hours, just pretty much just watching and staring and recording all that they do within the initiation. It is actually so cool how they are specifically 6 people, or like, more or less, like a handful of people get selected to be initiation with this African American fraternity. And I just feel like it's so cool to be so selective. And what was really cool is that my mother was there to help me. She was there to support, so she was there to help me out, just to watch and be very supportive. So thanks, Mama.
That's so sweet.
Does it happen every semester or every year?
Towards the end of the year. So it's a whole long semester, and actually the alphas are within the next upcoming week. So there's multiple probates still continuing, and I look forward to going to the next one.
That's really exciting.
Yeah, well, talking about student organizations, the Freshman Leadership Organization, or FLOW, is a branch of student government geared specifically towards first-year students. Here's a look into their latest community service project.
This year, Freshman Leadership Organization worked with Caring for Camo for their annual project.
The spring semester, we set up a community service project event, and this year, Floject, we did care packaging, and we're sending the care packages to militaries overseas. We feel like for the second semester, they really put the freshmen in charge of the organization, so we try to do something that benefits our community, and we felt like this was something that really needed to be done.
They participated in letter writing during the event at Austin's Pizza on the Drag, and they made over 20 care packages to send to soldiers overseas.
I think it's really important to the community just to give back, because this school gives us so much, and we should be taking every opportunity that we have presented to us to just give back to the community.
I'm part of Caring for Camo. I help send care packages overseas to Kuwait and Afghanistan, where a lot of my good friends have served, and I love serving in the military. I'm 7th American military generation, who I have family that goes back a long way, and I'm proud to help American soldiers out.
Ryan Terrebonne, Good Morning, Texas.
So I actually have quite a few friends who are FLOW mentors, and they seem so passionate about making sure that their mentees have a good time, and it's great that they're doing a service project to be able to give back to the community.
Absolutely. Yeah, of course, it's a great program to get your feet wet within the university. Honestly, when I was in student government, I worked very closely with the FLOW organization, and it was a great program just to get to know new people and meet new friends. And that's the best thing you can do at a big university, is get involved. So, as a freshman, if you don't have anything have anything picked, FLOW is a great organization to get involved in right off the bat.
Yeah, I wish I would have known about it. I mean, I'm out of state, and that would have been so helpful, because it was kind of like a rough transition, and so that would have been so nice to have a mentee.
Yeah, I transferred from a school out of state as well, so I wish I had known about this, because I didn't have a mentor, and UT would have been so much easier to figure out, with a mentor, like being able to be a mentee.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I know. I'm so excited that they get this opportunity. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next, a look at this week's weather forecast.
We'll be right back. Welcome back now for some local news. What's happening around town, Callie?
President Barack Obama and former presidents Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, and George W. Bush are in Austin for the Civil Rights Summit. The UT LBJ School of Public Affairs is hosting the event to honor the 50th anniversary of the Civil Rights Act signed by President Johnson in 1964. Over the course of the week, the summit will host a panel of keynote speakers discussing current civil rights issues. President Clinton will speak this evening, and President Obama will speak tomorrow morning at 11:30. But before speaking at the Civil Rights Summit, President Obama will attend the memorial service for last Wednesday's Fort Hood shootings. 3 soldiers were killed during the 8-minute rampage, where specialist Ivan Lopez fired 35 shots over a 2-city block distance. After critically injuring 16 victims, he took his own life. Lopez was reported to be angry after a request for leave was denied. The shooting is the second mass shooting at Fort Hood in 5 years. A co-founder of a popular Italian food restaurant has been arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and criminal mischief. Damian Mandola of Carrabba's, Mandola's Italian Market, and La Trattoria Lizina was arrested Thursday after an employee of Dutchman Family Winery found Mandola with a knife and hammer in hand, smashing the window of a truck. He claims Mandola threatened to kill him after he took pictures of the crime. A few days prior to this event, Mandola was arrested for burglary after he broke into the winery and stole a bottle of wine. The winery and restaurant are located next to each other and were originally built as a partnership between Mandola and the winery owner, but the partnership was dissolved in 2010.
Thanks, Callie. Now, the weather has been really nice lately. Can we continue to enjoy this, Rachel?
Well, Jan Ross, from rain to shine, the weather has had its ups and downs this past week. In any case, the weather has always been strange here in Austin, and it will continue to be the same. Fortunately, you can keep your rain boots and umbrellas at home today. Take a look, as we can expect a high of 82 degrees with a low of 55. It will be a sunny day and will continue to be mostly sunny throughout the week. Don't let the sun fool you, since wind speeds can get up to 10 miles per hour with a peak of gusting winds at 25 miles per hour on Thursday afternoon. Thursday will be a warmer, sunny day with a high of 86 degrees and a low of 59. As you can tell, temperatures this week will be consistent. However, it will be mostly cloudy this weekend. Friday has a high of 85 degrees and a low of 64. It will continue to be mostly cloudy on Saturday and Sunday, and it will remain in the upper 70s, dropping to the low 60s overnight. There is a 20 to 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms this weekend, starting Saturday night. Let's keep our fingers crossed that the rain holds off until after the Longhorn Run Saturday morning. That being said, keep your rain boots and umbrellas close. That's all we have for the weather this week. Be sure to take advantage of those higher temperatures and make sure to stay dry.
Thanks, Rachel. Hopefully it doesn't rain during the Longhorn Run.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that have been preparing for so long, to go out and run that.
I'll be out there this Saturday morning, so I will.
Oh my gosh, we're rooting for you, Rachel.
Alrighty, now don't go anywhere, because after the break, we're going to show you how to put together quick and easy lunches for even your busiest of school days.
Stay tuned for more Good Morning Texas. Brent Montgomery, the creator and executive producer of History Channel hit show Pawn Stars, was on the UT campus Tuesday. He led a discussion about the reality of producing reality TV. Students asked many questions, from pitching show ideas to how the process for casting is complete.
He advises to check out local hair salons because it's a great way to find out the key players in the community. He says technology creates the need for more shows, which means there are more producing jobs out there.
What's super cool for you guys is the barrier for entry is so low compared to what it used to be. And so there's pros and cons. I mean, you can put something on YouTube and attract a ton of viewers, and you might get reached, somebody may reach out to you and say, oh, I really like your video blog or whatever it is. Have you ever thought about a TV show? Or who produces that? Yeah, I produced that. Well, that is something that did not exist a long time ago.
Good Morning Texas's Alex Wilkins was able to speak with Brent Montgomery, the creator and executive producer of Pawn Stars, before it is even in Austin this week. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm here with Brent Montgomery, creator and executive producer of a show you might know, Pawn Stars, and many other shows. So today you're giving a lecture series here at UT. Tell us a little bit about what that's going to be about, what brought you here, and what kind of message you're hoping to send with that.
Sure, thanks, Alex. Looking just to kind of, I think, give the students a little bit of insight into what we call, what you probably know as reality or unscripted television, and sort of where that, from my point of view, is sort of in its lifespan, and hopefully there's a lot of life left in it. But it's an interesting time right now in reality, because it's been going on for long enough to where we've sort of turned over most of these new and fun worlds, and now it's sort of like, what's next? So getting a little bit into that, and maybe some overall thoughts on just where entertainment is.
Absolutely. Well, it's always nice to have outside people come in and give us a little advice. Also, I heard that you started out actually kind of interested in sports journalism, then moved to local news. So how did you end up in the entertainment department?
I really love sports. I always wanted to be a sports player, broadcaster. But then when I went to work every day and it was about sports, I actually started to fall out of love with it, if that makes sense, and just decided I'd rather be a little bit more broad and do entertainment. So really not knowing anything more than that, I moved to New York to try to pursue entertainment television, and continued first with news, but then right around when I got there, shows like Survivor and The Bachelor started coming out, and they were just rating success stories. And so all of a sudden, that's where all the new opportunity was in reality TV. So I immediately shifted over to that. I was very fortunate with the timing and got to work on shows like The Bachelor and Wife Swap and other fun shows. And then probably dozens of shows you've never heard of, because most shows don't work.
So you have another new show that actually is working, Blood, Sweat, and Heels. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Bravo came to us. My company's pretty well known in our industry for casting. And casting is fun because in scripted film and television, the writers are the writers. In reality TV, these crazy characters or fun characters are the people who actually write the script with their words. So we have been known as sort of a company that's really good at casting. And Bravo came and said, we'd love to find an ensemble show with African American entrepreneurial women who are right on the cusp of doing something really big and great in New York City. And so we probably met with hundreds of women and found sort of this core six that all knew each other in different degrees. And I think the audience has responded nicely, and we're getting ready to start season 2, which is fun.
Absolutely. So as he just said, Blood, Sweat, and Heels was just renewed for its 2nd season coming up, and obviously Pawn Stars, one of the most watched shows, especially on the History Channel. What has made those shows so successful, do you think?
The interesting thing about reality TV is it has the ability, because you can greenlight a show and get a show on air within 6 months, it has the opportunity to be really reactive to what's happening in the country. And our show kind of came out when the economy was at its worst point, and people were like, do I have, if I lost my job right now, would I have anything in my house or attic or anything that I could take in that would be valuable and sell? So that was sort of right at the right time, I think, with the economy. And as the economy is kind of coming back, we're sort of bringing in items that are a little bit more out there as far as pricing and uniqueness and stuff. So that was one of the reasons. I think the other thing was it was just different. There wasn't a show that had stories being told through stuff, and people love stuff. And so now there's been a couple more dozen shows about stuff, and so it was just sort of being the first was helpful too, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. So what's your favorite thing about Austin so far?
Oh my God, I just love being now I call myself a New Yorker, but being from Texas and then going to New York. In New York, I haven't had a car in 15 years, and so I'm just used to walking. And you don't really walk in Texas besides Austin, so I'm downtown where I'm staying, and I'm just walking all over campus,
right.
and right off campus, and it's just great. And people watching, Austin's, it's a fun place.
One of the best cities for people watching, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Great. So I have to ask right before you leave. So you've had these great shows, obviously Pawn Stars, Blood, Sweat, and Heels, both doing great. What's your key to success? What has made you so successful?
Oh, well, thank you. I think it's just, always looking for new ideas that are fresh and fun, but also that, when you go to sell an idea in the reality world, you have to be able to execute upon it. And, you're sort of hoping and praying that these people will actually do what they said they would do, or continue to be the people and not clam up, because once people start clamming up, then they don't they're not this diamond in the rough who we found. So I think we've done a pretty good job of executing on what we sold, which may sound pretty basic, but it's a little bit harder than it looks. I've learned in the beginning of my career. So.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
Glad
you.
you could enjoy Austin.
Always. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And stay tuned for more Good Morning Texas.
As college students, we all know the struggle of not only finding time to eat, but finding time to eat nutritiously. We put together some quick, low-fat lunches that are super easy to take with you.
Yeah, so starting out, I'm going to start with things that I kind of like bring to campus.
For sure.
I'm kind of like a super health nut, and I'm like all about like eating organic and just healthy. So I bring my reusable Tupperware container, and this is really cool because
what is this contraption?
I know it is a little complex, but once you figure it out, so it's like a salad shaker, and basically what you do is I'll like show you. I want to like make a mess here.
I can.
Thank you, girl. And then so you put the dressing in here.
Oh my gosh.
And so it keeps it from the salad, from the lettuce wilting in the salad. And so you put the dressing, and then like when you're ready to like eat it, you turn it and you just shake it up, and then you can put like your napkin in here and like a little fork. So it's really like I love it. Yeah, and you can like use it for different things like pasta. Put the dressing up here, just so like to keep it separate until you actually eat it in, so it doesn't become all gross and wilty and whatever. So that's great. And I put some almonds in here and some strawberries, and I actually use a high protein grain.
Right.
So it's like a mixture of barley and quinoa. Okay. And so what I usually do, which is like a really nice tip, is I make a big batch of it like on a Sunday when I have nothing to do, and I make it for like the rest of the week, and I'll just use it in different things. Like I'll put it in salads. I'll put it in. I'll just like eat it by itself. I'll put like salad dressing on it. I'll like stir fry it. I'll do different things with it, which is great. And
over to your house.
yeah, and it has like it has fiber, and it has protein, and it's really like wholesome and like really tasty, especially if you dress it right. So that's one thing I eat. And then the other one that I have in here is also a kind of like a quinoa blend. It looks kind of weird because I have the sauteed veggies. So this one you can actually heat up. And I made a ton of veggies, and I did the quinoa, and I also made zucchini pasta. Have you heard of?
No,
It's really cool. Actually, zucchini pasta is you basically like grate a zucchini, and it takes the place of like a pasta. It's kind of like spaghetti squash, like the same idea, but you don't have to cook it. So it's really easy. I just like use a cheese grater, and I do that, and then
I use a whole zucchini.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And it's really tasty, and I love it.
And it's easy to heat up.
Oh, it's really
All your
easy to
Tupperware's
heat up.
gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you so much. And so yes, we also have a soup in here, and you can talk about that.
Yeah, so basically I'm kind of the person that kind of needs just feeling like it's super nutritious. Like you have the broth that's super, I don't know, flavorful, and especially with all this kind of drafty weather, I know that it might seem pretty tedious to take with you on campus, but they're great, also little containers that would help you. And I would say know where the microwaves are on campus. Like honestly, whatever buildings you frequent, I'm sure they have one there somewhere. So, and I know I'm fortunate at work, we have like a full-size kitchen. So.
Exactly. And if you know any freshmen that live in the dorms, that's also great. You can just use our microwave for like 30 seconds. I know we have one here in the station, so if you have an on-campus job, it's really easy to find those microwaves and like have a hot meal without paying money at school. Yeah.
I'm definitely like bring a snack on campus kind of person, because when you go to any of the convenience stores, it is like so expensive, and it's Vivo bucks you don't really need to spend.
Yeah, no, I always have like a protein snack in my backpack.
Right. So since we're going with a theme of lunch, we have some surprises for you. So this is
I
trail
love
mix
cranberries. Those are
and
so good.
Craisins. Like they're so easy and small to take with you.
And you can make your own trail mix too,
Exactly.
which is like a really cool
this
concept.
This kind has white chocolate, if you like that. It has
I love it.
that you
It's
love.
all about chocolate.
And pistachios, dried pistachios.
Yeah, like I know, because a lot of people have weird allergies, so just go to like HEB, and they have everything in bulk, right? And you can just make your own trail mix. I know I'm a huge edamame person, like all the way. I like eat it all the time for everything. So yeah.
Edamame here.
Yeah.
We actually
I
brought
have some dry roasted edamame.
And then I brought the kind that you can steam in a bag. And of course, these come with the kind that just come peeled for you.
Mhm.
But look at how great that looks.
That looks great. And then, what else do we have in here? Oh yeah, we have your rice.
I know.
Tell us about your rice.
Again, steamable products like stuff you just put in the microwave for 5 minutes, and then it's like ready for you, and it comes hot.
Exactly.
And anyway, like I don't exactly have like a full kitchen to work with, and so I just have to go with what I can have.
Yeah, and so let's like run through these like quick and easy snacks.
Right. So hummus and pretzel chips.
Ooh, those
Do you
are
guys
my
know?
favorite. You can get
Right?
those-
These
yeah.
come pre-packaged like this all the time anyway. So that's comes in the store actually.
Yeah, and like a lot
making
of
a lot of
these-
bang from that.
Yeah, and a lot of them you can just like make yourself and put it in your own Tupperware container. So like here's tuna, which
Right.
is like super easy as well. And
of course you've got your dairy, cheese sticks, and yogurt. And be careful with perishables, honestly, because if it's ready, then you should eat it.
yeah, so it's important to just have that like protein element in your snacks because that's what keeps you full for the rest of the day. And I know that's important because you know some people are doing marathon days, like you know, like us here, GMTX, and we don't go back. So it's important to just like you know keep fueled and like have that energy so you don't go out and eat junk food or vending machine food, which is super important, and it saves you a lot of money. Like
I know.
Like we know.
That
So,
is
yeah.
the struggle.
Awesome. We will see you next week, and hopefully you learned a lot from our healthy snack segment. So stay tuned for
Good Morning.
For more Good Morning Texas.
Great job. It's okay.